Drugs, nightclubs.
My brother is an ex-addict who is this close from using again, and you're telling me to just hang in there until you can nail Mr. Big. I am not going to let you drag him down with you.
What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm trying to deal with the heroin that's coming into this town.
You're not having much luck, are you?
Roll up your sleeve. What about that?
Boss, if Maggie's not straight, no one is.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Well, there must be some explanation. Have you talked to her?
Yeah, for all the good it did me.
Well, she denied it.
Well, she didn't say anything. She's got legitimate reasons she's not letting on.
All right, let me talk to her. You've been caught in an undercover operation to see who's been leaking information.
You saw me getting into a car, that's all.
That's all. You were told quite specifically to stay away from this nightclub.
I had my reasons.
And I'm asking you what they were. Unless you can offer me some satisfactory explanation as to what you were doing here, I'm going to have to inform ethical standards. And you better tell them at Downside more than you're telling me. You do realise where this could lead, don't you?
Suspension, fine, dismissal. Does that about cover it? Why would you organise an OP for midnight and then cancel it unless you knew that... That didn't sound too good, Max. Didn't it? Do you need to talk about it? Or... I think we should be out showing the flag, Harry.
Yep.
Any luck? She's as stubborn as her old man.
And she's got to be protecting that brother of hers.
It's only explanation.
Go and have a chat with him.
How much time do you need?
How much time have I got?
Well, I'll try and contain the rumour mill here, but if VSD gets into the cover-up, we're in stride.
Just hold them off till I get back. Righto, son. What's going on? Maggie's put a job on the line for you.
What? What are you on about?
She's been accused of leaking information, mate. That's what I'm bloody on about.
It's nothing to do with me.
Yeah, well, what, are you in some sort of trouble, are you, Robbie?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine, but how
What
about
is
you?
it? What is it? Money problems?
No, listen, Maggie is a big girl. She can make her own decisions.
All of them bad since you came back. Look, Robbie. I need your help. Maggie is in serious trouble.
We're fine. We can look after ourselves. Yeah, it really burns you, doesn't it? Now that Maggie would turn her back on you to look after me.
What the hell do you bushy-tails think you're playing at? Don't worry, I haven't been followed. I thought you blokes were staying out of this.
We are.
Well, what's all this bull about a search of the club?
There was never any search of the club. We were just trying to flush out a leak.
Yeah, well, you flushed my stake out down the crapper in the process.
What are you talking about?
The deal was going down today. We were ready to jump on him, and then Blondie gets in the middle and the whole thing's off. Never trust a freaking female.
Oh. No, we don't know for sure that she's the source. We don't know that.
She's the source, all right. Don't worry. I fixed her. Your station's going to have some visitors, mate.
Thanks for warning me. I'll make some calls before the cavalry arrives.
What about Maggie?
I can come back later if you...
I'll get onto those other matters.
Got those crime intelligence reports. Same pattern in St David's as here, all drug-related incidents, all pointing to shorties.
Like a spreading disease, eh?
It's Maggie, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no.
No one has to, it's obvious. It's also obvious who's causing the problem.
Come on, Will. Let go of me.
You're bloody mad, you are!
Hey, let's go!
Introducing my daughter to the drugs.
You didn't have to introduce her. Didn't have to introduce her to sex.
Galvin, what's going on here? Alan!
I'm not letting go of this piece of scum until he's arrested and charged.
Told to release
He's
someone.
been selling my daughter heroin.
You've lost the plot. This guy's out of his head.
Darren, shut up!
Alan, my office, please. Come on. Deal with him. If he's been selling drugs, give him a hamburger with a lot.
Bossy is only 16. We need a responsible adult person.
Fine. Get one. Have a word to Bunton's daughter as well.
That bloody boyfriend's supplying her.
Whatever he's done, it's not up to you to arrest him.
Well, if the police won't do anything, I will.
You can't take the law into your own hands.
It was a citizen's arrest.
For what? Garen didn't have anything on him. There's no evidence that he's got anything to do with
You
drugs.
haven't looked very hard, have
You've
you?
done everything the law allows.
A whole community out there that feels the same way.
Listen, I sympathise with you as a father, but I cannot allow vigilantes in this town.
You're taking the drug peddler's
I'm
side.
taking the law's side.
That's not good enough, Tom.
Listen, if Garen decides to lay a complaint, you could be up for assault or even false imprisonment.
This jerk is supplying my daughter with heroin, and you want to charge me? I don't believe it. What's
You'll
the world
have to
coming
let us handle it.
Drug peddlers are running this town, not you.
It's always drugs. He never wants to talk about anything else.
His daughter started using heroin. What do you expect?
Only once.
Really? Where were you last night?
I was with friends, so what?
Kylie and her father had a fight. She wanted to go out and he said no.
He doesn't trust me.
Can you blame him? Later on, I'm taking dinner up to her room and she's gone. Doesn't show up to this morning. High as a kite.
Was not.
That's not what you told me this morning. She was high on drugs. When I asked her where she got them, she said from her boyfriend, Garen.
So you told your parents that you got the drugs from Garen Matthews?
Yeah, I told him that.
Was it true?
No way. Garen's not a dealer. I just wanted to rattle their cage.
Righto, Garen, consider yourself lucky this time.
Yeah, well, what about Mr. Alan bloody
What about
Bunton?
him?
He can't just go grabbing people up the street like that. It's
Oh.
kidnapping.
Eh? Well, what do you want to do about him? You want to charge him? It's up to Garen.
Yeah, go the bastard.
Good work. You know what he's going to do? He's going to bring out the party palace and he's going to bring a whole raft of witnesses against you boys to say they've scored at your place.
Oh, okay, I get the message. Just tell him to stay out of my way.
Try and calm down, will you, please?
It's easy for you to say. I hope you told him where you got that stuff.
What stuff?
See the lies I have to put up with?
Yeah, well, what about the lies he's been saying about me?
What's he doing
None of
here?
your business, Mr. Button.
This is a joke. Are you in charge?
Yes, I am.
Alan Bunton, look, these mongrels have been selling heroin to my daughter. What are you going to do about it?
Assured, Mr. Bunton, I will look into your matter personally. Excuse me.
At least something might get done now.
Sergeant?
Yeah, I'll be right with you, sir.
Come on, Kylie, let's go home.
I'm not going with you.
You are 14 years old. You'll do as I say.
Has he got a point or not?
What about the Matthews boys? Oh, yeah, mate, they're in it up to their neck. Or at least Benny is.
I reckon that's where Kylie's getting the smack from.
Sergeant?
Let's get some evidence and close them down.
Why do sergeants never open their blinds in the morning?
So they've got something to do in the afternoon. I am familiar with the joke.
Except in your case, it's no laughing matter.
So?
A few hours ago, one of your members allegedly committed an offence. I'm your senior officer. In fact, I'm the district inspector. To this time, I've heard not one word from you.
Sir, if you'd allow me to explain...
I've been informed by Evanly. Do you know how that looks?
I'm sure it doesn't look very good.
I pride myself on being hands-on, knowing what's going on in my district.
We were about to inform you, but we needed a few facts checked first.
Is that so? From what I can see, you consider yourself a law unto yourself.
That's not true.
This station is out of control.
We needed to check on some facts. I was about to inform you when the Bunton matter arose.
And look how well you handled that. I could tolerate that fiasco of a search the other night, but I will not tolerate direct breaches of policy and procedure.
I am aware of the guidelines, sir.
I also warned you about Constable Doyle and her brother. Where is she, by the way? I didn't see her on the way in.
No, she's out on patrol with Constable Cooper.
Get her back here.
Well, they're due back.
At once, Sergeant.
Hey, Chris.
Hi.
You say Maggie?
Oh, she's around somewhere. Oh, on the phone, I think. Our lunch is ready?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
A friend.
I just got a message on the portable. They want you back at the station ASAP.
Yep.
Listen, you all right?
Yeah, fine.
Before we begin, I must inform you that this is a criminal investigation. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you say or do may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Anything? No, it's about 2 minutes since you last asked. So.
What happened?
Not now, Pedro.
So what happened?
Oh, I've been suspended.
I'd like to know where this tape came from.
I'd be more concerned with why one of my people is giving information to the other side.
I still don't believe it.
I understand how disappointing this must be for you. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Monica. I'll deal with the other matter.
I take it the other matter is me.
Very perceptive of you. From what I can see, this whole business stems from poor leadership and supervision.
My record stands for itself.
I'm also less than impressed by the attempts of you and others to cover up situations at this station. So until this ESD matter is finalised, I'll be assuming control of all operations at Mount Thomas.
You're taking over?
You'll work under my direct
On
supervision.
whose authority?
Toe the line. You'll find you'll have more than ESD all over you, like ugly on an ape. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly clear.
You know what I think? Stuff them.
Well, come on, we can look after ourselves.
No, it'll be worth it if I knew you'd be okay.
And I am okay. I will be okay. I'm fine.
What the hell happened in there?
Doyle's been suspended pending a full investigation. Doesn't look very good.
Did she admit to anything?
Shut the door. She didn't need to admit to anything. Monica had it all on tape. Recorded last night in Shorty Abbott's car, apparently. Doyle can be clearly heard telling him about your operation.
Sure it was her?
Audio section at Forensic will need to authenticate it, but it seems like a foregone conclusion.
She's been doctored up somehow.
Then why didn't she defend herself?
Well, didn't she?
She barely said a word throughout the entire interview. Monica had no choice in the end.
All right, well, where did this tape come from?
God only knows. But it certainly sounded genuine.
All right, I'll have a word to Buzzer.
I don't think it matters who you talk to if we can't get her to start helping herself.
All right, well, she's not listening to me. Maybe she'll listen to you.
Boss, should we really be here?
Come in.
I'm really not sure that there's a lot.
Just for a moment, please.
Can I get you something?
No, I'm fine. Well, Maggie, if you've got problems, tell me about it.
Boss, we've already been through all of this.
I'd like to try and help. You're not the first person to go through a family crisis, you know. I've had one or two myself.
There's more to it than that.
What I'm trying to say is you don't have to feel you're
Please,
alone.
boss, I can't involve you.
Not as a copper, maybe, but I thought you and I were friends.
There's too much at stake. There's too many people who could get hurt. I'm sorry you've wasted a trip over here. Robbie.
I'd better be getting back. Let me know if you change your mind.
Thanks, but I won't.
Robbie?
Oh, Kylie, you'll break your old dad's heart, you will.
Definitely a slow learner. So do you want to turn them upside down, see what falls out?
Well, they're not actually doing anything, so... No, spendy we want. We'll get a warrant tonight. We'll bust him first thing tomorrow.
She doesn't want our help. She doesn't want our help.
Who told you that, Robbie?
Well, him turning up didn't help matters, but she'd made it perfectly clear long before you arrived.
Well, someone's going to have to do something about it.
PJ, drop it. There is nothing we can do.
Hey, Dash, do you want a bucket of water there?
Why is that?
Keyboard to cool it down. Hey, boss, can you sign this, please?
What is that?
It's an affidavit for a search warrant, sir.
Oh, sorry. You're searching for drugs. Something we can do for you, Constable?
I'm here to see Inspector Draper.
Through here, thanks, Constable.
Inspector, I'd like Sergeant Croydon to sit in on the interview with an observer.
Sergeant?
Certainly.
Well done, Senior. Keep up the pressure.
Cheers, sir.
I've become aware of an allegation that you used your position as a member of the police force to obtain a job for your brother at a local nightclub, Shorty's. Is that true?
Yes, it's true that he works there, but he got the job, not me.
But you know the proprietor, don't you? A Mr. Graham Abbott?
Yes, but I've only met him since Robbie started working at the club.
Well, what's the nature of your relationship with Mr. Abbott?
Friendly.
Are you being paid by Mr. Abbott?
No.
Sleeping with him?
Certainly not.
Your brother is Robert O'Hara Doyle?
Yes, that's correct.
You are aware of the circumstances behind your brother's resignation from the police force?
He was charged for stealing heroin. He had a problem.
Clean now?
Robbie's doing very well.
You're not answering the question, Constable. Is your brother still using drugs?
I haven't seen him.
Wasn't his girlfriend recently found with heroin in her possession?
Yes.
Where was she found?
At my house.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear your answer.
I said at my house.
And was this young woman charged?
No.
I think I can clear that up, Inspector. Anise Lightfoot wasn't charged in return for her cooperation. She assisted us in an operation to catch drug dealers at Shorty's nightclub.
The operation that failed because the dealers had already been tipped off.
Is that right, Sergeant Croydon?
That's correct, yes.
Constable Doyle, how would you describe your relationship with your brother?
Loving. I guess you'd say it was a loving relationship.
Well, Robbie is sticking to her like glue. The more trouble she gets into, the closer he sticks.
Well, she's not going to do herself any favours until she gives him the flick.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't hold my breath for that.
Well, she's got to wake up to herself. The guy's in the gear again, isn't he?
Yeah, but he also steals from her. He lies to her. She doesn't want to believe that her brother's a scumbag.
Well, the longer he's hanging around, we're stuck.
No, there's one way to fix this problem, mate. Get in. Get in. Here's a bus ticket, use it.
You think getting rid of me is going to solve anything? Maggie's going to thank you for it? Get stuffed. Look, I'm not some bloody dumb junkie that you can intimidate, all right?
I know exactly what you are, Robbie. The only person that doesn't is your sister.
You can't do this.
Yeah? Well, we're only talking about your sister, aren't we?
I wonder what ASD's going to say about this, guys.
Do yourself a favour, Robbie. Get on the bus. Go on, get on the bus.
Are you sure?
Sir, I've got the search warrant. We're all set to go.
Right. Now, 2 units. You and Constable McKinley in one car. Seeing you back, good. We've just got the warrant to search the so-called party palace. You'll be in a car with Sergeant Croydon. Now,
nothing's wrong.
you'd all just step over here.
Thanks, Mrs. McCluskey.
Our target...
Where have you two been?
No, just trying to help out a colleague.
Please don't tell me you've been where I think you've been.
Are you with us, Sug?
Certainly, sir.
Excuse me, Nick.
Now, it's early for drug pushers, so I wouldn't be surprised if you find...
The convict has been onto the school name. Neither Connie Bunton or Garen Matthews has
Heroin we're
Oh,
after.
they're wagging it, probably.
We saw them score together yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what if something's happened to them?
Relax, it'll be at Benny's place when we raid it.
Search thoroughly. Now, as to order of entry...
take McKinley round the back. Cooper, you stay with me. Come on. Right, police!
Police, don't move!
Don't move!
Get up.
Doing?
Get out of bed.
What's going on? Can't you mongrels leave a guy alone?
Benny Matthews, this is a warrant to search these premises for drugs.
What are you talking
Take me to the
about?
living room,
What
start in there.
drugs?
Come on your way, get up.
Where's Carly Bunton?
Who?
You know who she was buying drugs here yesterday.
Who's your brother?
In Melbourne. Mum and Dad wanted to see him.
Yeah? Get away from here, probably.
You can check if you want. 12 Notley Road, Camberwell. I reckon he gets in too much trouble up here.
Oh, mate. I think you should have gone with him. Eh? What do you think of that? That's it.
Oh, this is just crap. I've told you before, I haven't seen this
Shut
stuff.
up and get in there.
Was that all you found?
There's nothing else to be found.
Oh, it confirms what we already know, sir. The supplies are loaded, but there's a shipment coming the next couple of days.
Yeah, we can still get in for possess, sir.
You told me he was a trafficker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, she hasn't turned up at school today, and I was wondering if you knew where she was.
We'd need to get the admission out of him before we could get him for traffic.
Mate, I wouldn't hold your breath, you know.
What about the buyers? You know, those kids. Can we bring them in?
Well, no, see, the problem is, sir, they go through the stuff quite quickly and they're proving very hard to find.
Carly Bunton's not at home, and her mother hasn't seen her since yesterday.
Yeah, she wasn't at school either.
I'm worried about her.
Well, the parents will probably have a photograph. Get it circulated.
Thank you. It's not very recent.
Well, Carly won't pose for photos anymore. She just refuses.
But why didn't you let us know she was missing, Mrs. Bunton?
Well, Evelyn said that someone has to be missing for 24 hours before the police will do anything.
No, not when it's a matter of safety.
Look, I'm sure she's fine. Sometimes, you know, she just stays at a girlfriend's place.
Without telling you first. Mr. Bunton wouldn't like that very much, would he?
Yeah, well, that's why she does it, you know, to wind him up. You know what he's like.
Could you give us a list of those friends?
Why don't I try them first, and if anything's wrong, I'll give you a call.
Why don't you just run along and fetch the list for us, Mrs. Bunton?
I'll just get my address book.
A couple of days ago, she would have been wetting herself. Now her daughter goes missing overnight, and she hardly raises a sweat.
So I take it you don't buy the girlfriend story?
No. Can you imagine Mr. Alan Bunton putting up with that?
Well, it won't look too good if we hit the panic button and she turns up at a mate's place, will it?
Well, she could be staying with a boyfriend.
Garen, well, the Camberwell boys are checking with the Matthews family as we speak, actually.
That's if something worse hasn't happened.
Yeah, well, don't hit the panic button, for goodness sake.
Inspector Draper's still looking at the other matters, and until then, we'll keep it in the club.
Does Maggie know?
We'll be informed in due course.
I need to speak to him.
Not a good career move, sir.
But, sir,
I've told you this much out of courtesy. Now, just sit tight.
Boss?
Leave it alone, PJ.
Boss, I want to know about Maggie. Come on, boss.
Monica's reached a decision and she's sent a recommendation down to the Chief Commissioner. Dismissal from the force of criminal charges. PJ, come on, you've heard what Falcon Price has to say.
Screw Falcon Price.
It's about what I expected.
Maggie, they're about to sack you. You got to do something.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? They've got me on tape.
So you're saying you did this? You passed on information? Well, I didn't want to believe it was true, Mags, but obviously it is.
Well, you believe what you have to.
I mean, you have betrayed everyone that loves and respects you.
It's not what you think.
Then what is it?
I can't tell you.
Spoken like a two-bit crook.
Get out.
You're trying to protect that druggy brother of
His
yours,
name
aren't you?
is Robbie.
What, that piece of crap, that piece of scum?
Don't you talk about
Yeah, hang
him
on,
like
Mags. Now, what about this shorty bloke?
What about him?
What about him? Well, how does he pay you? Does he pay with drugs or with cash?
Get out. Get out.
Go on. You flush your career down the toilet. I'm telling you something. I'm so glad I found out about you before it was too late.
Hello?
Club's closed.
I'm here to see Shorty.
He's not available to you.
Maggie's always welcome here. I've told you that before, Buzzer.
Do you want to know?
3:30 too soon?
No.
Good girl.
Not in uniform.
This is not an official visit, I take it?
Oh, come on, Graham. I'm sure you're not that badly informed.
You're right. I'm really sorry to hear about your career problems.
So you should be, since you were the one who inadvertently caused it.
How can I make it up to you?
Well, it's like this. I'm in the market for a job.
Oh, well, there might be an opening in my organisation for someone with your particular talents. Would you, like to discuss it over lunch?
Yeah.
Good.
Graham, I thought that Robbie did all the cleaning for you.
Oh, he does the small stuff, but these guys handle all the big jobs.
Oh.
There you go.
There's a pub in town that does a good lunch. What's it called? The Imperial. Do you want to go there?
Oh, it's a copper pub, Graham. You sure you want to go there?
Oh, unless you want to go somewhere else.
No. No, the Imperial's fine.
Oh, good.
So you haven't seen her?
No, yet. Could you just thank
But
him
there's
for me?
no way Natalie could
Thanks,
have had
bye.
her overnight without letting
That
you
was
know.
Camberwell. Benny's story checks out. Garen's staying with his parents.
Rightio, out of harm's way, eh?
I wouldn't be so sure. He hasn't been there all day.
No,
They've only
thank
spoken to
you.
the olds.
Bye.
Well, they're going to keep on trying.
Yeah.
Well, if Carly spent last night with a friend, it wasn't someone on the mother's list. Robbie, can I help you?
Yeah, I'll deal with this.
No, I'd like to see Inspector Falcon Price.
Mr. Doyle. Why don't you come through?
Why don't you go and organise the lunches? Take Cooper with you. He looks like he could use the fresh air.
Hi, Chris. Hi.
Hey, Adam.
Aren't you going to say hello to your friends?
What's going on there, Chris?
They're in for lunch.
Yeah, I bet I know who's paying.
He is, with a big clip of $100 notes.
So basically you'd be hiring and firing bouncers and keeping out underage drinkers and just generally keeping your finger on the pulse of the security of the business.
Oh, sounds really interesting.
Oh, there's plenty of opportunities if you want to take them.
Graham, there's something that I'd love you to do for me.
And what's that, Maggie?
Fire Robbie.
Your brother. Why? He's a good worker.
Graham, did you know that he uses?
I had no idea.
Well, now you do know. Do you think you could ever trust him?
There's a table free in the dining room now, so what can I get you?
I have a salad, thanks.
I'll have a porterhouse, butterflied, medium rare, but tell your chef to err on the side of rare. I like to see a bit of blood.
One steak, one salad.
So do you think you can do that for me?
I'll do anything for you, Maggie. I've just received a serious allegation of police harassment concerning you two. ESD's been informed. Either of you like to say anything?
Well, if the complainant is Robbie Doyle, sir, he's got grudges against all of them.
He may be a druggie, but he still has rights and does not deserve to be harassed.
Well, sir, it was a discussion. It wasn't harassment.
Not according to him. On whose authority did you pick him up?
Well, our own, sir.
You weren't directed to?
No, sir.
Did Sergeant Croydon have any knowledge of your intentions towards Mr. Doyle?
Well, he wasn't a party to the harassment, if that's what you mean.
That is not what I'm asking.
Well, he didn't know what we were going to do.
I'll be fully investigating this matter. I need a comprehensive statement from both of you.
They were just sitting there, plain as day. He was holding her hand. If someone had told me Maggie Doyle would stoop so low...
It seems she is keeping company with Shorty Abbott. These two have just seen them together at the pub.
Sergeant. Hey, you watch this bloke. He's got it in for you.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
What were they talking about, Doyle and Abbott?
Well, Chris thought he might be offering her a
Right.
job, but it looked more like a date than a job.
Great, thanks very much.
Good.
That was your mate in Camberwell. They've spoken to Garen. Apparently he dropped Kylie off near her house at 8 o'clock last night and she went home.
So someone's lying.
Well, until yesterday I would have said Garen, but after speaking to that mum, I'm not so sure.
I think we should have another chat with her.
All right, I wasn't truthful with you before.
So where's Kylie?
She's at her grandmother's in Toorak.
You quite sure about that?
Yes, Alan drove her there. He just thought it best that nobody knew.
Do you realise it's an offence to hinder police in their inquiries?
That wasn't our intention. We just want to get Kylie away from the temptation, that's
Well, you know
all.
that we'll be checking, don't you, Mrs. Bunton?
Well, you know, if you feel you have to, I'll give you my mother's number.
Yes, could you write here, please?
Help me! Help! My father's taking me prisoner! Help!
Hey, Rob, you home?
Just take it.
You just don't bloody learn, do you? Give it to me.
Just go. Maggie.
Right, you are not going with her.
Get out of
It's
my
for the
way.
best.
How do you know it's
for the best?
Look, I'll knock you down now.
You
Get out of my...
wouldn't do that. Robbie!
Stop interfering, for
Just
Christ's
think
sake.
about what you're doing!
I need it!
Do you want to know?
3:30 too soon?
No.
Good girl. Are you aware of how many police resources were wasted on this wild goose chase?
What were we supposed to do? You couldn't protect her.
She brought more drugs home last night. Alan said the only way to make sure she was safe was to lock her up till she came to her
It
senses.
was all my idea. Sue had nothing to do with it.
That is not true, Alan. I did agree in the end. We just couldn't think of what else to do.
Well, be that as it may, you could both still find yourself charged with false imprisonment. Senior, show these two into the interview room, please.
Boss.
Constable, you're aware of the conditions of your
Sir,
suspension.
I
There are
know
no
it's
exemptions.
important.
Please leave.
Sir.
Immediately.
PJ.
Well, Senior Detective Hassan, where do you think you're going?
Maggie. Oi, Maggie, what's this about?
Oh, why would you believe anything I said, PJ? I'm just a criminal, aren't I?
Maggie, will you just tell me?
There's a major deal going down this afternoon at the club sometime after 3:30.
Well, how do you know?
A niece is doing a sample for some of the major buyers. I saw her talking to Shorty about it.
I'm going to have to tell Falcon Price.
He's not interested, PJ. You heard him.
Let the drug squad handle it.
They've given me an ETA of 2 hours, but this is going down now and we need evidence.
Look, listen, it's too dangerous. Don't be bloody stupid, Maggie.
You care.
Detective Hassan,
So
I hope
it's
you have a
happening this
damn good
afternoon.
reason.
Excuse me. But the deal is happening this afternoon.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's what Maggie was trying to tell us.
Well, may I remind you that Constable Doyle is about to be sacked in disgrace.
So with respect, I mean, if she was really crooked, well, why would she give us information like
That nightclub has embarrassed us enough already.
So she's got to be working with a drug squad. Can you just check it out? She's working with a drug squad.
Sergeant Croydon. Where? How many men? All right, we'll get somebody there straight away. Cooper, McKinley, Brawl, Paisley Lane. Two blokes giving another bloke what for? No weapons sighted, apparently.
Bill.
We've got a
Russell,
car on its way. Could you
listen,
give me a description,
Bill,
please?
The name, Maggie Doyle.
Yeah, right.
Does it mean anything
Yeah.
to you?
Yes, I've got that. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
PJ, this bloke being bashed sounds like your mate Buzzer.
Yes, of course I understand.
Well, whose cover's blind, Maggie? Could be next.
Well, now that I
Coming
know,
in.
yes,
Right.
of course. The drug squad's confirmed Doyle's working with them.
Oh, great.
Come on. Right, police, hold it right there.
Stop, police! Get down with this!
You all right?
They're on to me. I jumped out of the van and they started giving it to me.
I'll organise an ambulance.
Stay off the radio. Shorty's got a scanner.
I'll use a mobile.
I saw her there.
What, Maggie?
She was out the front taking happy snaps. I don't think she knows what she's got herself into.
All right, get him back to the station and meet me at Shorty's. And stay off the radio.
handbag's there. She's got to be inside.
All right. We wait for Cooper and McKinley, then we go in.
Surely he must know we're coming in.
Well, what else are we going to do?
Well, he's got a scanner.
Let's increase his comfort zone, then.
You know, we don't need the film, Shorty, because we've got plenty of other evidence against you.
Well, you won't be around to give it. No. Just take it easy. Looks like I'm going to have to take care of you immediately.
Mount Thomas 508 to Mount Thomas Station.
Mount Thomas Station, go ahead.
We'll be tied up with this deceased male and Paisley Lane for some time.
Roger that, 508.
Looks like we've got a bit of time on our hands.
Information from Mount Thomas 508. ETA the crime scene, 15 minutes.
Roger that, Mount Thomas Station.
I hope this works. Right, you two round the back. You know what to do.
Like brother, like sister. The pressure was just too much.
You're not going to get away with this.
Police, don't move!
Police, don't move!
Hold her right there! Hold it or she gets it in the neck! Think about what you're doing, Abbott. Just hold it right there. Stay back or she gets it in the neck.
Come on, don't be stupid. There's still time to cut a deal, but not if you kidnap a policewoman.
And just get back!
You don't want to
Come on.
do this, Abbott.
Go on the other side! Move over there! She's gonna be dead! Move it! Help her! Help her! That was a hot shot! I could die! I need some Narcan! Can you help me, please? I need some help!
So, as far as the drug squad knew, either Buzz's cover was blown or he was working for the other side.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't know which, but they needed someone else in there, and because of my connection with Robbie, I was the obvious choice.
Without telling any of us.
Well, like I said, they didn't know who to trust.
It's a pretty bloody ruthless game.
I'm just off the phone to Melbourne. You'll be pleased to hear that the Braid are very impressed by the entire operation, asked me to pass on their thanks to all of you.
Well, how's Buzzer, sir?
He's fine. You'll be pleased to know a major drug operation in the Central West has been broken.
Shorty?
Expect to make a full recovery, and he's done a deal with the DPP. That should bring a lot more arrests.
A deal for indemnity?
I don't know the exact details.
Oh, with respect, sir, you've got to be joking. I mean, Doyle nearly died this afternoon.
Yes, look, I know the way you feel, but you must take into consideration the big picture.
Can I see you, sir?
Actually, I was going to ask to see you too. Considering the circumstances, I've decided to overlook those other matters.
What instrument do you play in the police band? That's where you came from, isn't it? Here you are trying to tell real police how they should behave.
No, you just hang on a minute.
No, you hang on a minute. I've worn your crap out of respect for your rank. But if you'd had your way, we would have sat on our hands while Doyle was out there putting her life on the line. You're not with a brass razoo to my troops.
You haven't heard the end of this.
I hope not.
Why didn't you tell me?
You didn't need to know.
I didn't mean what I said to you today.
It sounded fairly convincing to me.
I was just trying to provoke you.
You did a good job of that.
I just thought that if I was rougher on you, that you'd just tell me what was going on.
PJ, I understand your motives, but you can't tell me that you didn't mean at least some of it.
Hey, it's not true.
Look, I know you don't accept Robbie, and you think that I'm wasting my time helping him.
Well, he's using again. You know that.
He's my brother. What am I supposed to do?
Sooner or later, you're going to have to cut him loose,
Yeah,
Maggie.
but now he needs my help. Now I'm going to go home and see how he's doing. All right, Anise, enough is enough. Anise. Oh, Robbie. Robbie? Rob?